everybody. I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report, and I'm really happy to welcome Michael B. from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Michael, how are you doing?
Hillary, it is so good to see you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I really appreciate it.
I'm really happy you're here, Michael. And I want to start off talking about that incredible Team Niall battle round with you and Riley Tate Wilson performing Heartbreak Anniversary. You got such effusive praise from all coaches saying that you killed it, that you should have been a four-chair turn. So, as you were taking all this in, what were you thinking as you waited for Niall to make his decision?
I mean, to be honest, I was just trying not to shake like a leaf up there because I was, that's the most intense moment after you've sang the song. Sometimes the hardest part is standing there and in front of these four mega celebrities who are gonna like give you feedback. But as they, when Kelly was like, Michael, you should have been a four-chair turn, I I was so honored because in my blind audition, I was so nervous. I hadn't stood on stage and sang, in a couple of years because of COVID, and for that to be the first time in my blind on national television. So, needless to say, I was very nervous. But when she said that, it gave me a little more reassurance that the more I have to show throughout the competition as, the show progresses, that I had more in there. And so it was really nice to hear that and everyone's feedback, Blake, Chance, and Niall too. I mean, it was so great, honestly.
Well, let's do rewind your blind audition of The Weekend Save Your Tears. And Niall clearly loved it, saying he thought you could perform any genre of music. But how was what transpired on stage different than what you might have envisioned? And who was your coach choice going in?
That's such a good question. Going in, I practiced many different ways. The band and I had a good layout of an arrangement that we really wanted to do to showcase as my abilities as much as possible in that little window of time. And I think when it got to the moment, I I think I practiced a lot, and once it got to that point, I was like, I might have, you could say I like maybe over practiced a little bit because I was just trying to make sure I had every moment set in stone. And when it came to those moments, my nerves were so intense in that performance that when it came to the like big high notes and the stuff that was going to be sparkly and fancy was kind of held back slightly because I was battling being nervous up there. But Niall turned so early on. I mean, as soon as he turned, you can probably see it in the footage, but I like smile, and then I like quickly had to remind myself, Michael, finish the song. You still have to finish the song. So it was a relief, but I like had to really focus in that moment, and I'm so glad Niall turned because he he was my number one choice from the get go, and I would have been honored to have been on anyone's team, of course, but he was always my number one.
Well, then it's perfect. So tell us what you've learned from him so far, what you hope to learn from him moving forward.
Oh, Niall is such a fantastic musician. He's got an incredible ear and he knows what he's talking about to his core when it comes to music, arrangement, vocals, you name it. And getting to work with him so far has been such a pleasure because he is so giving. He uh, he talks with us, and when he talks to me, I feel I forget that I'm looking at like the mega celebrity that is Niall Horan. I like feel like I'm talking to like friend, and he's just there to support. He I don't know. It was like I was so nervous, leading up to like getting to work with him, but once like I was standing there in front of him and the banter starts happening, all the nerves just go away because he is such a natural. And yeah, I adore that guy. He's the best.
Michael, tell us about the support you've received so far from fans all over the country and the world.
The support has been shocking, honestly. I knew some like was gonna come from this, but the support from not only my family, but with my family that I haven't heard from in ages, like all over the country, but also like people from Brazil, or I've gotten a few messages from people in India and Argentina, and like it is such a global reach that this show has, and the support has been wild, and I'm so grateful because there are people that are like really listening, and I'm just so lucky to that The Voice gave me a chance, because I have been doing this for so many years, and I've performed professionally, and like as a vocalist, and to actually get the chance to be on a show like this and get that reach has been crazy. To like receive a random DM from someone who's watching in Brazil is just so cool. So yeah.
Well, it's been a fun journey watching you. I can't wait to see what's next. And I want to thank you so much for taking time out to join me on Hillary's Happy Hour.
Anytime. Oh my gosh. You want to get together and have a Prosecco? Let's do it. In
Well,
real
I
life.
just happen to have one right here, and I'm going to
Oh,
make a toast to you to your continued success on The Voice, Michael.
thank you so much, Hillary. This has been a blast. I really appreciate it.
Here's to you.
Woo! Cheers.